Hi everybody, this is Dylan from Ellis Home and Garden at the Longview store. We're coming to you guys today with our second design session videos. Today we're going to do our tree topper video. It was our biggest request last week, and if you joined us last week, I want to remind you guys that we did a three-part video series starting with our mantle, we continued with our teardrops, and then we went on to our wreath. So guys, if you watched last week and you missed any of that, you can find all of that stuff on our Facebook page, Ellis Home and Garden. And as we do the tree topper video today, this is a two-part series. Today we're going to do the tree topper, and tomorrow join us at 10 a.m. for the remainder of the tree. So if you have any questions while we do this tree topper video today, please put your name and where you're watching from in the down bar, and Dina's going to relay all those messages to me in comments, and we're going to answer those as we decorate the tree. So guys, the first step that you want to do is, of course, you want to assemble your tree. So the tree that we have here is a 7.5 foot Gatlinburg Slim. It's got multicolored and clear LED lights on it that change from multicolored to clear. You can also hook this particular tree up to Wi-Fi and it will dance to the music of your choice. So again, this is a 7.5 foot tree, and I have just assembled the tree from start to finish, and then I have fluffed the tree. That's very important, just like with the garland, the wreaths, and the swags. You want to make sure you touch and pull apart each and every piece of greenery on the tree, because that makes a great foundation to put in any floral that you're going to do. And the topper of the tree is mainly going to consist of floral, and we're going to attach those just by sticking them in the tree. So it's very important to make sure that your tree is fluffed and you have a great foundation before you begin. And again, guys, if you're just now joining us, this is Dylan with Ellis Home and Garden. If you have any questions or comments while we do this video today of the tree topper, put your name and where you're watching from in the down bar. If you have any requests about what you'd like to see in the future on our Ellis page, put those questions in the down bar, and Dina's going to relay those to me as we do our video. Alright guys, so I'm going to have Dina scan over here and show you my table. Just like with any other project that we've done, any other video, it's always best to have a blank slate before you begin and you have everything organized. If you don't have everything organized, it does begin to become a headache. So as you can see, I have everything laid out on the table that I'm going to use today for the tree topper, and I have it laid out by kind of stem and pick and by color. So here on this table I have approximately 96 picks. A lot of people ask me all the time, how many stems and picks does it take to do a tree? And it just varies and depends on how full you want it, how large you want it, what kind of look you're trying to achieve, and how large your tree is. And today we're doing it in a 7.5 foot tree, so we're going to use about 96 picks. There is a chance that we might not use every one of those, but we are going to use a lot to create the fullness of the topper that you do see here in our stores. So again, one more time before we get started, if you're just now joining us, this is Dylan with Ellis Home and Garden in Longview. We're doing our tree topper video, guys, so if you have any questions or comments while we're doing this video about the tree topper or about Christmas decorating in general, put your name and your comments and where you're watching from in the down bar, and Dina's going to relay those to me. So I'm going to have her scan over here to these picks one more time. And guys, we're going to start with the longest of our picks that we have on the table. Something that is going to shoot off the longest. So I think this one here is going to be our best option. So I'm going to take all of these in hand and I'm going to bring them over to our workspace. Alright guys, so you're going to start at the top of your tree. As you can see, the tree starts off small and it gets larger at the bottom. So whatever you stick in the top of your tree, you're going to want to make sure you bring that stem down into the tree so that it follows out with the branches and the length that they are. So you don't just want to stick stuff in your tree at the top like that or out the sides. You want to make sure you make a pattern starting at the very top, and you want to make that pattern go all the way down and flow into the tree, because again, your tree starts off small and it gets larger at the bottom. So it's very important to blend these florals in with the branches of your tree and make them follow the pattern of your tree branches. So we're going to start at the very top of the tree. I'm going to grab my ladder. And we're going to start with one of our gold stems here. We're just going to place it at the top of the tree. And again, to attach these, we're just sticking the stem in the actual tree. That's why it's very important to make sure you have a great foundation and you fluff each and every branch of your tree, because if you do not, you're going to have holes and it's going to be very hard to secure your stems and florals into the tree. So what we're going to do is we're going to split this tree into 4 sections. So we have got the front side, we've got the back side, and we've got the left and the right side. So we're going to start on the front side, and we're going to use 2 more of our stems here. We're going to put one at the top, we're going to put one coming out the front, and then one here facing the bottom. This is where a lot of people get confused or mess up when they do their tree topper, is because they just stick the stems coming out the top just like this. And that's fine, it looks like a bad hair day, but you want to make sure that you continue your stems and picks down into the tree and make sure they follow out with the limbs, because again, your tree's small at the top and it gets larger, and as you can see, the branches go down at a downward angle, so you want to make sure your stems, whatever you put at the top, you bring down and continue throughout your tree. And as you'll see tomorrow on our second part of the video at 10 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to decorate the rest of this tree and incorporate the same stuff we're putting in the top or in the bottom of the tree. So again, if you're just joining us, I've taken the tree and I've split it into 4 sections, the front and the back and the 2 sides. So we've done the front side with 3 of our stems, and now we're going to start on our right side if you're watching. And again, we're going to stick one right here on this side, and then we're going to work our way down just like that. And again, I'm not using any wire, any pipe cleaners, any hot glue. I'm sticking those stems right into the tree, and I'm securing them just by using the branches. And if you fluff your tree out and you have a great foundation to start with, your branches should hold in the tree. So I'm going to have Dina scan up for you guys and show you an up close view of how we put those in there. Alright, so now we're going to make our way over to the left side of the tree. And we're going to use this same stem, and again, we split the tree into 4 sections, the left, the right, and the front and the back. And we're just using the stem that's on the floral, and we're sticking it into the tree. Alright, and then we're going to make sure you do the back. And guys, it's very important that you do the tree all the way around 360 degrees, because a lot of people think because your tree's in a corner you can get away with just doing the front side on the topper, and you can in some cases if you just put a few stems, but again, today we're using 96 stems on the top of this tree, so you want to make sure you evenly distribute them throughout the tree, or else your tree will be leaning like the Grinch, and that's not a good look. When you come over and you look in your living room and your tree's leaning, I talk about those people all the time. So you want to make sure that you definitely do the tree from front to back and side to side as you decorate the top of your tree. So we have done the front of the tree and the 2 sides, and we're going to work our way to the back and continue the same pattern that we've done here. And the main reason for this, guys, is because you don't want your tree to start leaning. You want to keep an even pattern throughout the top of the tree. So as you can see, we have now made our foundation for the top, and this is where you're going to begin adding any florals of your choice. It's very important that you pick florals that kind of fan out. Here's an example right here, guys. You can take one like this and it fans out, and you get a lot out of this pick versus just like a little squiggly thing. So see, as you place this in your tree, you get a lot out of this. You get leaves in it, you get berries in it, and it really helps fill out your topper. So it's important to pick stems and picks like this that are going to benefit you the most. Again, before we go any farther, if you're just joining us, guys, this is Dylan from Ellis Home and Garden in Longview. If you have any questions or comments while you're watching about this tree topper, put your name and where you're watching from in the down bar, and Dina's going to relay those videos to me. Alright, so we're going to move on, guys, to a different kind of stem now. We're going to take one of our red stems here, and this one is a sparkled glitter juniper. These are $6.99, and guys, our picks and stems right now are 50% off, so it's a great time to take advantage of those and really stack up on these picks, because again, we're using 96 stems in the top of this tree to establish this designer look. You don't have to do it this full at home. There's different alternatives, but I have a lot of questions all the time about how to achieve a topper like we do in the store, so I'm going to do that for you today. So we're going to continue the pattern that we started just a minute ago. We're going to go back to the right side of our tree with a different kind of stem, and we're going to place it at the top. And we have the gold one at the top, so we're going to stick this one right next to it, just like that. And guys, the longer you let your stem stick out, the larger your tree topper is going to be when you are done. So again, it just depends on how large of a tree topper you want and how large of a space you have in your home for a tree topper in a tree of this size. Because the tree might be a 7.5 foot slim, but by the time you get done with the top, it could be a huge tree. So it really adds height and width to the tree, so you want to make sure that you think about where you want to put it and how large you want it before you start sticking the stems. And if you want it to be smaller and more compact, make sure you stick your stems farther into the tree. And again, guys, we're not attaching this with glue, with wire, with pipe cleaners. We're actually sticking these into the tree just like this. It's very easy to secure them and very easy to remove them at the end of the year, and you can change it from year to year. So again, we're going to take our stems and we're just going to repeat this pattern. We're going to go, that was on the right side, now we're going to go up here on the left side. And even though we've only stuck a few in here, you guys can see we're already starting to take shape, and the foundation of our topper is already starting to take place. And again, make sure whatever you put on the front and the sides, you definitely do the back, because if you don't, your tree will lean. Guys, if you have any questions or comments while we're doing this video, put your name and your comments and questions and where you're watching from in the down bar. This is the most requested video that we've had, so I'd love to interact with you guys and answer any questions that you have. I feel like I'm at the Nutcracker with this music on.
Just don't start dancing.
No, I'm not going to dance. Not today. It's another time. Alright, so we have finished our second layer of picks and stems, guys. And a lot of you will notice I still have extras of those stems left, which is okay, because what I'm doing right now is I'm creating the shape and the foundation for my topper. So just because I haven't used all these the first go around does not mean I'm not going to use them. I can go back at the end and add these in any places that I have holes or spaces. I can use one of these stems to fill in. And again, guys, we used 96 stems today I have on the table for this tree topper. Will I use all of them? I might not, but it's always better to have too many than too less.
Joyce Esperanza, so instead of using the normal kind of tree topper, you're just making one with picks?
Yes. Hi Joyce, thanks for your question. Thanks for watching today. And you can actually incorporate a regular topper in if you want. So, sorry guys, I've been sick with a cold, so if you're wondering why I sound so sexy, that's why. But if you want to incorporate your own topper in, you can. So you can take a star, like an old classic star, you can take an angel, or something like that, and you can place it at the top of the tree, and you can use this same pattern that we were doing and just go around the top of the tree and around that topper and incorporate it. Stars are very easy because you can actually take the star and you can put these picks and stems around the top of the star on the top of your tree. So these picks and stems, we are just using these for the topper today, but you can incorporate all kinds of stuff. You can even put ribbon up there as well. So if you want to achieve this look, you don't want to put as many stems the first year, you kind of want to work up to this gradually. You can add ribbon in there to fill in these spaces, all kinds of stuff. But today we are going to use just the florals, and again, they're 50% off. It's a great time to come in and take advantage of those, to stack up on those, because it will be time to decorate before we know it.
Beverly Benson Young from Gina, Louisiana, would you use any garland in your tree?
What was her name?
Beverly.
Hi Beverly, thanks for your question. Yes, I use garland all the time. You can buy pre-made garlands in our store. We have red berries, we have flock garlands, we have glitter garlands, all kinds. And I don't use those necessarily in the topper. We just use the ones with a individual stem on it. But I do take a garland, definitely, and wrap it inside of the tree, and that helps fill out your tree. And then you can also go back with stems like this that you use in your topper and incorporate those in your tree as well to fill out that garland. Alright, so now we have 2 layers in our top, and guys, if you're just joining us, I've split the tree into 4 sections to begin with. We had the front, the back, and the 2 sides. I started with these gold sprays here, and then I continued with these reds. And as you can see, the shape is starting to form on the top of the tree. And don't get discouraged if you get right here, because you see all these spaces, and then you get stuck, and you're like, oh, I don't know where to go from now on. You're just going to repeat this pattern, and you're going to keep adding and adding and adding until you create the fullness and the look that you are trying to achieve. And again, guys, the farther you pull the stems out like this, the larger your topper is going to be. So if you don't have that much of a space and you want a smaller topper, make sure you stick those in farther so that you can create a smaller look. And again, you do want to make sure you don't get your topper too big, and you want to stay proportionate with your tree size, because I have seen trees that are a small pencil tree and they have a huge topper on them, and you can get too big of a topper on the tree. You want to make sure it's proportionate. So the really large toppers you see in the store here are usually on a very large, like 9-foot or 10-foot tree, not on a pencil tree, but you can still establish the same look with a smaller tree. Alright, so we're going to grab a different kind of stem now, which is the one I showed you guys just a minute ago. Again, these are one of my favorites because it fans out like this. You've got 4 different branches on the stem, you've got leaves, and you've got a berry choice. And I like these because you get basically 2 out of 1 bang for your buck. And again, like this is $7.99 and $50 off, so $4 for all of this. And this is great to add in your topper, and you can also add it in your tree, which we will do tomorrow when we finish off this look. So guys, if you're just joining us, we're doing the tree topper today, and also we're going to finish off this tree tomorrow at 10 a.m. So make sure you join us for both videos. Like us on Facebook, on Instagram, and check us out online at ellishomeandgarden.com, and share these videos, guys. And if you have any requests of something that you'd like to see in our store, please put your name, comments, where you're watching from, and any request in the down bar, and Dina's going to relay those to me. So again, we're going to start over here on the right side with our next pick. This is our third layer, and we're going to do it. Now guys, one tip I want to tell you, the longer the stem on here, sometimes you might have to bend it because your tree topper, the top of your tree is going to be a lot smaller and shorter than the base of your tree. So at the base of your tree, you can stick this stem in like this and you'll never see it. But what you don't want to happen is you don't want to stick this in the top of your tree and then have this brown stem sticking out on the other side. That is not cute. So you definitely want to bend this, and so you don't have to clip it with wire cutters, because next year you might use this for something else. So just take this as a wired stem, take it and bend it just like this, and it makes it shorter. That way you don't have to cut it, and you still have the longness of your stem if you want to use it for something in the future.
Joy K. Guidry, do you ship?
Hi Joy. We do ship certain items. We have a website, ellishomeandgarden.com. We don't necessarily ship trees, and we don't ship toppers already done, because we don't, as you can see, we're just attaching this in here by sticking it into the tree. It's not really secure because we like to change it from year to year. So we're going to start on our third layer, guys. Thank you for your question. We're going to stick it up here at the top and continue this pattern. And guys, we're going with more of a traditional theme today. If you watched our videos last week, we did a red and champagne look, and so we are doing a more traditional color this year, which you would see in many people's homes. You can dress this look up or you can dress this look down, because you can add block picks in here and make it kind of rustic and whimsical. You could add candy canes in here again. You could take the gold out and put silver, and you'd have a peppermint look. So again, we're on our third layer of picks and stem, guys, and we're just going to make our way around the tree. Remember, as you do this, you want to make sure whatever you add on the front, you definitely want to put on the back, because you don't want your tree to lean. That's the biggest problem that I see. Another problem that I see is that people or customers come in and they're saying that they bought a bunch of picks and stems and they can't get them to stay in the tree. And that's because they didn't fluff their tree out to the fullest that you can. You want to make sure you touch each and every branch and you really fill the top of your tree out before you get started to make a great foundation for all of this, guys, because again, we're not attaching this with glue, with wire. We're actually just sticking the stem into the tree. So again, I'm working my way around the tree.
Joyce, as far as the
Hi,
new
Joyce.
stem, where's the sequence in putting the tree together?
The sequence of putting the tree together, so you're going to start at the bottom. This is a 7.5 foot tree. It comes in 3 sections, so A, B, and C. So you're going to put the bottom section in the base, then you're going to click section B in, and then finish with section C, which is the top. It's a very easy installment, and this is one of our light pole trees, so basically you don't have to plug anything in except for the bottom section. As you place the tree together, the lights will illuminate. So while I'm finishing these up, guys, I'm going to have Dina scan close on this side and show you guys what we've done so far. Again, if you're just joining us, we are doing our tree topper video. It was the most requested last week, guys. We're going to start today with our tree topper, and we're going to finish this video tomorrow at 10 a.m. with the remainder of the tree. We're adding in our third layer of picks here. And again, guys, whatever you put in the top of the tree, you want to make sure that you bring down into the bottom of the tree, because you want to blend it in, because you're going to carry this look out throughout the tree. All right, and guys, a big tip that I tell everybody is always step back from what you're doing, step back from your project, and really take a look, because it looks a lot different from right here than it does from back there. So you might do a whole look here, and I do this at the store all the time. I do something, I'm like, oh, this looks good. And then I walk back and I'm like, oh God. So, I mean, you really have to make sure you step back and look at what you're doing, and then you can continue from there. So we have put 3 layers in, guys. We started off with our gold, we continued with our red, and now we have added our third layer, which are these red and lime berry and leaf sprays as well.
Joyce wanted to say, putting the decorations on, like you have a sequence for the garlands, and do you have a sequence for the topper?
Not necessarily. I just like to put the longest stems first. Okay, so let me find one and show you. So this is the first stem that we used. What was her name?
Joyce.
Joyce. This is the first stem that we used, and I just used it because it was longer and it made a great foundation. So I split the tree into 4 sections, the front and the back and the 2 sides, made a foundation, and I'm just filling in with different variety of picks. After you have the first layer in and you really can see what you're doing, you can add any of your stems and picks into any sequence that you want to add them. And as far as the tree goes, there is a sequence on how we decorate it, and I'm going to show you guys that tomorrow on our video at 10 a.m. So make sure you join us, and I will show you how to complete the rest of the tree once we get the top done. And guys, while I'm speaking of that, you want to make sure you do the top on the very first thing on your tree, and that's why we're doing the topper video first, because you don't know how much room you're going to have on the tree until you get the top done. So depending on how big the top is, you'll now see how much room you have left to finish the bottom of the tree, because you don't want to have your tree decorated all the way up to here and then you have no room to do your topper. So it's always important to do your topper first and then work your way down into the rest of the tree. Alright, so we're going to work our way over to our next pick. I'm going to add a few of these. So this is another one of our stems, guys. These are $6.99 and half off, so $3.50. Our picks and stems are 50% off right now. Great time to take advantage of those. And I'm going to add these 3 stems that I have chosen up here at the top. So I'm going to grab your ladder to do that. And the reason I'm adding them at the top here is just to give the tree a little height. Again, guys, while we're doing this video, it was our most requested, so take advantage of this time. If you have any questions or comments, put your name and where you're watching from in the down bar, and Gina's going to relay those to me as we do this video.
Angelica Fierro, how expensive could it be to decorate a tree?
Hi, Angelica. It just depends on what kind of look you're trying to achieve. So if you want something really full like this, right now is a great time to get all this stuff because it's 50% off, and it's a great time to stack up on the stems because we are using 96 stems in the top of this tree alone. So that can get pricey, but the best thing to do is take advantage of the sales. A topper like this, probably, and I'm just estimating, I could be wrong, maybe like $150 to $200 probably for a full topper. But there is alternatives. We can work with any budget, so if you have any questions, come in and see me and we can work out stuff for your tree, and we can add alternatives. So instead of so many picks and stems, we can add ribbon up there to help fill out your look for a little bit less expensive, and we can always work up to this in the future. So I'm going to take those stems, guys, that I just put in the top, and I've taken the stem and I've bent it up. And if you're just joining us, I do that so that it does not stick out the other side of the tree, because the top of the tree is smaller than the bottom, of course. And I'm going to continue and add these picks into the tree top, the rest of the tree topper that I put in the top. And guys, we do have a small selection of stuff on our website, ellishomeandgarden.com. So if you don't live near here and you'd like to get some of this stuff, check us out on our website and see what you can find. There's some ribbon on there, I know, a few ornaments, a few sprays like this. They are 50 off. Our ornaments are half off right now. It's a great time to pick those up. You guys have any questions so far? No? Do what?
Mary Dyke, any advice on not making it too heavy for real trees?
Hi Mary, that is a good question, but actually I have never, in all the years I've done trees, I've never decorated a live tree. The reason is I'm kind of scared because live trees are so much different. This you could put a brick in and it's going to hold it, but a live tree, the branches are limp and they sway back and forth, and so you can't put much weight on it, and they're also like sparse at the top as far as the branches go, so you don't really have a good foundation to put as many picks and stems. So I'm not really sure on what to do with a live tree. I've always said when we get them in here at work, I'm going to come in here and decorate one just so I can play with it and see and tear it up, but I haven't got that far yet. But that is a good question. But if you do decorate it and you do find out that it works, please share a picture of it. And guys, if you do any of this stuff that we're doing on these videos, tag us on Instagram at Ellis Home & Garden, tag us on Facebook. I would like to see all your stuff. Somebody posted a picture a few days ago and sent us messages, and their mantle looks so good. And they followed our instructional video that we did in our mantle last week, and it looked really good. So again, tag us guys on Instagram and Facebook. Your pictures I'd love to see. So again, everybody, we're just working our way around the tree. We started on the right side, and now we're going to go here to the left side. And I've got a few ladies here with me watching live in the store, guys. So if you live in Longview and you'd like to come watch live tomorrow while we do our other second half of the video, you're welcome to come. And as you can see, as we add this, you're starting to really see the outcome of your topper. And you know, we've only added, this is what, 4 layers now, I believe, on the topper. And some people are okay with this, and it looks pretty. But, you know, if you know me, and you've met me before, you know I like a lot. So we're just going to keep adding those layers into the tree. And again, guys, if your stem is long like this and you don't want to stick it to the top of the tree, instead of cutting it and rooting the stem, because you might use this for something different next year, you can just bend the stem like this and it's actually shorter. So while I add these on this side, I'm going to have Dina scan up on those that we just added and give you guys a close-up look as I add the rest of them. And again, we are just adding these picks and stems into the tree itself. No glue, no wire, no pipe cleaners, no mess. And if you're just joining us, guys, I can't stress enough. Make sure that when you decorate your topper and you put picks and stems in the top of your tree, that you do decorate it all the way around 360 degrees so that you don't get a tree that leans, because a lot of people think that because you put your tree in a corner, you're conserving space and you don't have to put as much stuff on it, you just decorate the front. And that is great, and you can get away with that sometimes. I've done it at my house as well, but you can't make the topper as big, because with all of this weight on the top, it will cause your tree to lean. And so you want to make sure that you evenly distribute all of the picks throughout the top of the tree. So as I've added all these on the front, I'm now going to take a few and add them to the back. If you guys have any questions or comments as we decorate today, put your name and where you're watching from in the down bar, along with any requests that you guys have, and Dina's going to relay those to me, and we will get those questions answered for you. Even if it's not about this tree topper, if it's about Christmas decorating in general, if there's something that I can help you with, I will do the best that I can. And again, once you continue to work on your topper, always step back from your project and take a look so you can really see how it's starting to turn out. And as you can see, our shape on our topper is really starting to form. All we've added so far is 4 layers of picks, guys. We started with this gold spray here. We continued with this red one. We have this berry spray, and then we just added this 4th layer, which is this multicolored berry spray as well. All of our picks and stems that we're using in the top of our tree are 50% off right now at Ellis. So come in and take advantage of that and stack up on those while you decorate your tree, or while you prepare to decorate your tree. All right. Can too. Do you always start from the top down? I do. You always want to start with your topper first, because depending on how big your topper is and how large your topper is, it shows you how much space you have left on the tree. So you don't want to decorate from the bottom up, decorate to here, and then you have no space for a topper. So I always do the topper first, and that's why we are doing the tree topper first today, and then we're going to continue the tree tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So that's a good question. What was her name?
Alma.
Alma. That was a good question. So thank you so much for watching and joining us. All right. So we're going to add our 5th layer.
Janie Wilkins, will you be adding ribbon?
Hi Janie, we're not going to be adding ribbon to the top of the tree, but definitely tomorrow when we continue this video and continue the tree decorating, I will be adding lots of ribbon into the tree, and I will show you guys how I incorporate the ribbon in the tree, whether it's bows, whether it's, swaying it back and forth. So all of that's going to be tomorrow at 10 a.m. But for the topper, we're not. But definitely to conserve some money, and if you don't want to do all of this the first year, you can definitely add ribbon in there. All right, we're going to add our 5th layer. And this is going to be our glitter Locust spray. It's one of my favorite sprays. We have it in a multitude of colors. The champagne color sold out immediately after we did that mantle and stuff last week. It was very popular. So guys, I do want to remind you, it's best to shop early because these things do sell out quick, especially when we do these videos. And if you come into one of our stores, we will do the best we can to help you find anything that you're looking for, especially in these videos. But it is best to shop early.
Susan Childers, what is more popular, ribbon or mesh?
Definitely ribbon at this time. Mesh was popular, and now it's kind of gone back to ribbon. It kind of shifts back and forth. I do like to use mesh as a filler in my tree, so I don't like to, and I'll go over this with you guys tomorrow, but I'll go ahead and tell you, I've seen people who take the mesh and wrap the tree like this. No. That's not good. You don't want to wrap it like toilet paper around the tree. You want to cut it in strips, like, maybe a foot to 2 feet long, and you want to take it and stick it up into the tree. And what that does is it creates a filler almost, but it's that mesh. And so you can see these spaces, which we will fill tomorrow with all kinds of decorations. But you can take that mesh, stick it way up in the tree, and you just get a background. So once you hang an ornament, say your mesh was green, if you hang a red ornament on the front of it, it's really going to pop off of that mesh. So that is good to use. But as far as the exterior of the branches, definitely ribbon.
Angela Curtis Brown, could you do this with a plain white tree to make it pop a little?
Yes, you definitely can. I use flock trees all the time, especially at my house. I have a rustic look, and I use a flock tree, and it really stands out. And I was just saying you could actually easily take the gold out of this, add some silver on a white tree. You could add block picks in the top of here, and it's really going to change the whole look of this whole topper because it's going to turn it into a whimsical kitty look that you can add snowmen with and elves and fun. This is more of a traditional look that we're doing today, and we're going to make this more elegant. But you definitely can. And if you don't have a white tree or a flock tree, we do carry flock picks that are right now 50% off, and you can add those and incorporate those into your looks to really lighten it up and change the look. So again, guys, if you have any questions while we're doing this, please put your name and your comments and where you're watching from, and Dina's going to relay those to me. And before we start our 5th layer, I'm going to have her get up close one more time and show you guys kind of up close. And we just attached all of that stuff by sticking the actual stem into the tree. So no mess, no glue, no pipe cleaners, no wire. We just took the stem and stuck it into the tree. And this is awesome because you have no mess on your tree, no residue, and you can use this year after year, and you might not use it on your tree next year. You might use this on your mantle. So it's a great thing to do. So now we're going to take our glitter Locust spray, and this is going to be our 5th layer that we're going to put on the tree. So again, we're going to start up here on the left-hand side. Layer it down. And guys, after you get your foundation started, there's no wrong or right pick to put in the top of your tree. It just depends on what look you're trying to achieve. I would recommend, though, if you have a pick that's dangly, like they have some dangly ones, I'd put those near the bottom, because if you put a dangly pick up here at the top and it hangs like this, it's going to ruin the shape of your tree that you have done. So make sure you put the dangly stuff at the bottom.
Cindy Gillum, how far down from the top do you make your topper?
Hi Cindy, that's a good question. Thank you for asking, and thanks for watching today. It all depends on how big you want your topper. I've been known to bring it down to here before, but it does take a lot of product, and so it just depends on how much product you have to use and how big your tree is going to be, especially on a larger tree. And when we get done today, guys, I'll have Dina and I walk over to another tree and show you how big of a topper you can achieve with a larger tree. This is a smaller tree, so this is about as far down as I'm going to go, and if I was to actually disassemble this tree and take the top off, it would start right here. So this is the actual whole topper, this whole top section, section C of the tree is what I have actually decorated. So it's probably a foot and a half, and as I've added these picks and stems, it's gave you height and depth to the tree as well. And guys, don't get discouraged as you continue, because you might have to shuffle things around like I am now, because you change your mind just like I do. And again, we're adding our 5th layer. This is our glittered honey locust spray right now. This is $4.99 and half off, so $2.50 for this particular stem. They come in a variety of colors. grab my ladder.
Alma asks, will these be on display for a couple of days?
Hi, Elma. Yes, it'll be on display for the rest of the season. And we do have all of our store decorated, guys, with all different kinds of looks. So bring your family and your friends and take Christmas pictures in our booths that we have set up. It's a great time to take advantage of that. Even bring your pets, just don't bring one that's going to bite me, because I'll regret saying that. But yes, definitely come in and check it all out. We have lots of different looks that we can show you, and we can find something to definitely incorporate in your home. And if you like all this, guys, and you don't want to do it at home and you want to have one of us do it, we do offer interior design in our Longview and our Bossier location. So contact me, Dylan, in Longview, or Debbie in Bossier. We will definitely come and give you a consultation and come in and do this in your house for you. So again, we do offer interior design in Longview and in Bossier. So we're adding our 5th layer of picks in. And another good reason, guys, it is to step back from what you're doing is because I've done this before. I did this last year at my house because I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to watch TV while I was doing this. Is you do all this stuff and then your topper is kind of, it's too long on one side and short on the other. And that's an easy fix. All you got to do is stick those back up in there and pull them out so they're all even around the base of your topper.
Crystal Styles, how far do you travel from your location to do this in a home?
What was her name?
Crystal.
Hi, Crystal. The most that we've traveled, I believe, is like 200 miles. It's $1 a mile for ESP mileage, I believe. But definitely, call us and we can see what we can work out for you. But you can call us here in the Longview location, ask for me or ask for Debbie and Bossier, whichever you're closer to, and we will definitely see what we can work out. Again, guys, while I'm adding this 5th layer of stems, I want to remind you, make sure you, whatever you put on the front and the sides of your tree, you do put on the back because you don't want it to start moving. If you're watching with us today, we are going to continue this video tomorrow at 10 a.m. And what we're going to do is show you guys how to complete the rest of the tree once we get the topper done. This is our 5th layer of stems we're putting in here. When we began today, guys, we had a blank tree. And the best way to do this and the best way to attach your stems is you want to make a great foundation. And how you do that is you touch each and every part of this tree, each and every stem, and really get in there and fluff it out, because without that, your picks and stems will not hold to the best of their ability. Alright, so now we have added our 5th layer of picks in there, which is our gold honey locust. So now we have 5 layers of picks in here, guys. When we started today, we had 96 stems here, and we're not quite done yet, so we're still working to add more. And like I said, we might not use all 96, but it does take a lot of stems to achieve a designer look, a really full tree topper. So the next stem we're going to go with is our green leaves. We have a question?
Joy asked, can you go back and look at past live videos?
Hi, Joy. That is a great question. Yes, definitely. All of our videos, especially the ones we did last week on the mantle and this week, they'll all be posted on our Facebook page at Ellis Home and Garden. You can rewind and fast forward, get some wine, you can follow the tutorial, and you can do this at home definitely. So they will all be posted as soon as we're done with this video. It'll be posted on our Facebook page for sharing. And guys, as you decorate, as you watch these tutorials, when you get done, I want to see what you've done. So put your name and where you're watching from in the down bar. Tag us in your videos, not your videos, in your pictures on Facebook and on Instagram, guys, at Ellis Home and Garden. Message us pictures, because I'd love to see someone, a customer sent us a picture yesterday, and her stuff was gorgeous that she did, and she followed our tutorial videos, and it turned out very, very good.
Megan Blank says, I always do my topper last. What is your reason for doing the topper first?
Hi, Megan. The reason that we do the topper first is because depending on how big the topper is how much space you have left on your tree to decorate. So if we were to do the tree first and say we decorated up to here, then when we got up to here, we wouldn't have any room for the topper. So really, depending on how large your topper is how much room you have left on your tree. So it's always important to do that first. And that is why we're doing the video first today of the tree topper. And then we're going to continue tomorrow with the rest of the tree at 10 a.m. So make sure you guys tune in. And you can see all these videos on our Facebook page. Share them, like them, put your comments and questions in the down bar. And even if you don't get to ask a question live, I'll go back, or Rebecca will go back and we will answer those for you in the future. So now we're going to add our 6th layer, guys. This is a green leaf spray. It's one of my favorites. This one is $6.99 and it is 50 off, so $3.50. Again, if you're just joining us, all the stuff we've used in this topper is 50% off. It's a great time to get these. They really benefit you because they make your tree beautiful. You can use these for different things, not just your tree. You can use them for your garland, which we did last week, your wreath, which we did last week, or any type of arrangement or Christmas decor. A pick and a stem really, makes something pop. So again, this is our 5th layer, and we're going to add these into our tree. Again, we're not adding any hot glue, any wire. We're actually just sticking these into the tree itself. Again, we are just adding our 5th layer again, guys. If you're just joining us, this is Dylan from Ellis Home and Garden in Longview. And I'll remind everybody, if you don't live near Longview, we have 5 locations. We've got one in Bossier, in Beaumont, in Marshall, in Texarkana, and I'm missing one, aren't I? Bossier, Marshall, Texarkana, Beaumont, in Longview. That's fine. Anyway, so there's information about those locations on our website at Ellis Home and Garden, so check those out. You might find one near you. We offer the same stuff at each one of our locations.
Lori from Burlington, Vermont, they're having snow flurries, so it's starting to feel like Christmas, she says.
Oh my gosh, I wish we were having snow flurries. It is so hot here. And here you come into work with the shorts on, and when you go out for lunch, you need jeans. You never know about the weather here. What was her name? Lori?
Lori.
Well, Lori, do you have your tree up yet? If it was snowing outside, I'd definitely put mine up. I haven't been home long enough. I usually have my house decorated by now, but I haven't. I still have Halloween up. How embarrassing. Guys, another tip I want to share with you is as you add your stems in here, make sure you stick them far enough in the tree so that your topper is all the same length, because you don't want some of your stems sticking out this far, and you don't want some of them stuck way in there. So you want to kind of make it proportionate so it kind of makes a circle almost at the top. Again, we're adding our 5th layer, everybody. If you have any questions while we're doing this, put your name and your comments and where you're watching from. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to interact with you. Put those in the down bar, and Dina's going to relay those to me while we're doing this video. And if you're just joining us, we're on part 1 of our 2-part series this week, guys. We had lots and lots of requests last week for a tree video. So we're starting today with the tree topper. We're going to continue this tree tomorrow at 10 a.m. with our tree. And if you missed us last week, guys, we did a 3-part video series. All of those videos, all 3 videos can be found on our Facebook page at Ellis Home and Garden. They include a mantle, a teardrop, and a wreath. So make sure you check those out.
Lindsay Fawcett is vacationing in Melbourne, Australia, but from Houston. Will there be a supply list posted?
Yes, Lindsay, I will definitely put that. I'm so jealous. I would love to be in Australia. I bet the weather is beautiful there. All these people on vacation. It makes me want to take a vacation.
Terry Huff, how many of each pick do you use?
Hi, Terry. It just depends. Let me see if I have probably like 13 to 15 of each. Another thing, guys, make sure you use odd numbers of stuff. You don't always have to use it, and I don't always use odd numbers, but it always works best, it seems. So make sure you use like 5s, 7s, 9s, 15s of certain things, especially your ornaments, because you definitely don't want an even number, a visible even number of ornaments or stuff on your tree. So it's always best to use odd numbers, but if you don't, it's no big deal, and sometimes I don't either.
I'm going to butcher this name. Say Van Week is from Cape Town, South Africa.
Wow. They're in South Africa right now? Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for watching.
Darla Dyke, how long are the picks going to be on sale?
Hi, Darla. I believe it's like an ongoing sale, so they're going to stay 50 off for a good while. So you're in luck. You don't have to worry. We do offer some of these picks on our Facebook page. Our website at ellishomeandgarden.com. So you can check out a few of those on there. Wow, we've had some great viewers today.
One from Alberta, Canada earlier. I missed
really?
her name.
You ever been to Canada before? No. Again, guys, we're adding our 5th layer. As you can see, our topper is really starting to take shape. If you've been watching with us from the beginning, you'll see we started off with this blank tree like this. We fluffed it from start to finish, and then we have been adding in our picks and stems as we go. And again, whatever you add on the front, you want to make sure you add on the back so your tree does not lean. It's very important that you really decorate 360 degrees. I will post a supply list of things that we use, guys, and about how many we used of each on our Facebook page in the comment section of this video. And if you're just joining us, we're doing a tree topper today, and we're going to continue this tree tomorrow at 10 a.m. So make sure you join us, guys, and once we are done, you can find these videos on our Facebook page at Ellis Home and Garden. Make sure you like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, tag us in your photos of your decorations that you do at home. We would love to see. We had a few customers send us some photos, and they were great, and they followed our tutorial videos.
Connie Longerbeam, you don't put a bulb in the top?
Say it one more time.
You don't put a bulb in the top?
A bulb, like, what kind of bulb? What kind of bulb, Connie? Like lights? There is lights on the tree that you can see when we have so much in here, but when the lights are out, you definitely can see. But we like to put so much stuff in here that it really fills out the tree, but you can see the lights in there as well. But it should be talking about ornaments too, like ornaments. I mean, you could put ornaments in there as well. What I've done actually is taken the like finial ornaments that are about this long, the plastic ones, and turn them upside down, and you can stick those in here and have them coming out of your topper. So that's a great way to add ornaments as well.
Christmas tree balls is what she says.
Yeah. So once you have this topper done, you really don't need Christmas tree balls at the top in here because they're going to get lost. So the best way to incorporate those is what we're going to do tomorrow at 10 a.m. We're going to do the rest of the tree, and we'll add all of our balls and ribbons and ornaments and stuff like that into the bottom of the tree. But you could put long finial ornaments, some shape like that, in the top of the tree if you were wanting to. Alright, so we're going to add our 6th and final layer. I'm going to have Dina scan over here. This table was full when we started, and this is what we have left, guys. So I'm probably not going to use the rest of those. This is our 6th layer, and it's a different kind of pick right here. These are $2.99 and 50% off. All of our picks and stems are half off, so $1.50. And a lot of people, I see these in their buggy, and this is a great, great filler. And this is the last thing that I use. I don't put this on first because this looks like a bad hair day, but it's a great filler because any spaces that you have, you can stick this in the tree at the end, and it really helps fills it out. And the stem is short enough where you don't have to bend it, you don't have to cut it, you can just stick this in.
Lenise Wolf, can you do this with any size tree?
Yes, what was her name, Denise?
Lenise.
Lenise. Hi, Lenise. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for watching us today, and thanks for your question. Yes, you definitely can do this with any size tree, and when we get done with this one, this is a 7.5-foot slim tree. I have done a much larger scale topper and a larger tree, so you want to make sure your topper is proportionate with your tree. So we're going to walk over a minute, and I'm going to show you guys the difference in what we've done today and another one that we've done on a different size tree because everybody has different size trees. So we're going to add our 6th layer of picks, and we're just going to add these in any spaces that you might have in your tree topper. And as you can see, that really makes a great filler, and it separates all this stuff out. So if you've got an area in your tree that you've got too much gold in, like this right here, or too much green, you can actually add one of these and separate all those colors. And the best way to do this, guys, is take a bunch in your hand like this and get on your ladder. That way you're not having to go up and down, up and down. And also, if you have a big tree, a 9-foot, 12-foot tree, I take a paint tray, because you can stick the paint tray in the top of your ladder, and you can lay all this stuff on the paint tray. And that way, oh Lord, and that way you're not having to get up and down the ladder so many times. And I've even done that with hot glue gun, because I do garlands up on a door or something, and I've laid the hot glue gun in there until it fell off and burned my leg up. But we're not going to talk about that. But you can do that too. Again, we're just going to add these picture stems in the tree. This is our 6th and final layer, and we're just doing this to add some fullness and filler in any spaces that we might have in the tree. So guys, as we continue, if you have any questions or comments, put your name and where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. We've heard from some great people today. We've had people from South Africa. We've had people from Canada, all over the place. So put your name, where you're watching from, any questions that you have, and we will answer those for you today while we're on the video. And while I work on this side, I'm going to have Dina stand up for you guys and show you a close-up of those stems that we just added into the tree. And again, guys, we're just adding these stems. We're just sticking them in there. No mess, no glue, no wire. We're just adding the stem into the tree, and the reason we do this is because we want to be able to use these from year to year and be able to change our theme if we want to. And we want to remind everybody, this is a 2-part video series we're doing this week. We had such a great response last week on our mantle video. It was a 3-part mantle series video, which if you missed, guys, they're posted on our Ellis Home and Garden Facebook page. And just like these videos, we're going to do a 2-part series this week, the tree topper today, and we're going to continue tomorrow at 10 a.m. with the rest of the tree. And again, I'm adding our 6th and final layer. When we started this topper, I had 96 stems laying on the table. And we have gradually worked our way down. And someone came up and they said, oh my gosh, you're going to put all that in the tree? And it looks like a ton, but it really takes a lot to really achieve a full look on your tree. You guys have any questions?
You know, budget-minded, what would you start off with? Would you do your picks? Would you do your mesh?
As far as what?
Being budgeted-minded and you're starting off the first time.
For like a blank tree, like you have nothing. I would definitely get ribbon, balls, like ornaments, and then floral for the tree. Because I would much rather, if I was starting off, which I've done this with new looks like at my house, because I'm not going to do all this for my house too, is get some of this and add it into your tree and really fill your tree out and do a smaller scale topper. And then the next year and the year after that, you can always add to. Yeah. So again, everybody, we're adding our 6th and final layer.
Connie asked again, are you going to put anything special on the very top?
Hi Connie, we are not. This top right here that we're doing today in this particular design is just going to consist of floral components, which is the picks and stem that we've used. But someone asked earlier, you can definitely use a star or an angel, and you can incorporate that around what you're doing. But you want to make sure that you keep the shape that we have here. Again, guys, as you watch our videos and you do this at home, I would love to see what you have done, because I've answered questions, I've interacted with you guys, and also I've loved meeting everybody. I've had lots and lots of people come in from Tyler and from Houston and from Shreveport also, and they came in and they met me on Saturday, and I love interacting with you guys and finding things for your home. So if you came in and met me, thank you for introducing yourself, and thanks for watching our videos. And any requests that you guys have, any types of videos you would like to see, again, we're doing the tree topper this week and the tree tomorrow. Put those requests in the down bar with your name and where you're watching from, and Dina's going to relay those to me.
Connie says, tell him it looks great.
Thank you, Connie, and thanks so much for watching. All right, guys, that is our 6th and final layer. So right now we have added probably about, let's see how many we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 stems left. So we've added about 86 stems in the top of that tree. And what we have done is we have started with a blank tree, guys, and we have left the tree from start to finish, and we have done that because we wanted to make a great foundation for our topper, because all we're doing is we're inserting these stems in by sticking them in. So you want to make sure your tree is fluffed to its fullness. That way you can really stick these in there. And we have split the tree into 4 sections just to wrap everything up. From the front to the back and the side to the side, 4 sections. We started at the top and we worked our way down into the tree. So guys, before we wrap it up, if you have any further questions, please put your name, where you're watching from, and comments in the down bar. Gina's going to relay those to me. All of these videos are going to be posted on our Facebook page at Ellis Home and Garden. And now we're going to walk over.
Lanice asked, is the topper the most expensive part?
Hi Lanice, it just depends on how much stuff you put in it. Most of the time, yes, but like at my house, we're going to end up putting just as much stuff in the tree as we do at the top, because you want it to really match. So you don't want to have, this huge magnificent top and then have a couple things at the bottom. So you want to make sure you fill out the tree to match the top and the fullness of the topper.
Joyce, if you do put an angel or a star on there, do you put that on first before the picks?
Hi Joyce, yes you do. If you put a star or an angel or some type of topper on the tree, like a traditional topper, definitely put that on first, and then you're going to work your way around. You're going to use the same steps that I showed you in this video, and you're going to follow these same steps to create this look. And guys, I'm going to walk you over now and show you a different tree and show you the variety of sizes. So we have 2 sizes. This is a 7.5 foot tree that we've used. And now I'm going to take you over and show you a 9 foot, which we've done a much larger scale topper on, which you can do as long as you have a larger tree. But you want to make sure you keep the topper proportionate. You guys have any questions? All right. Well, thank y'all for coming. And come tomorrow if you want, like 10 a.m. All right, guys, we're going to take you over and show you the other tree. And I want to remind everybody also, everything we use in that topper is 50% off. All of our picks and stems are 50% off. So it's a great time to come in and snack up on those because it will be time to decorate before we know it. All right, everybody. So this tree here is a tree we've done in the rustic theme. We have used magnolia stems, we've used berries, we've used cardinals, and as you can see, the topper of this tree is much larger. So we use the same scale and the same pattern that we used on the other one, the same steps to complete this look. And we have added in this one some red berry leaves, we've added some red berries, and these are super long, but this is a massive 9 foot tree. And as you can see, the tree is much larger and much larger scale, so we made the top much larger as well. So again, for all of those asking, if you can make your topper bigger than what we did over there, or how big or how small to make it, you just want to make sure you make it proportionate with the size tree that you use. And so again, this tree that we've done is a 9 foot full tree, so it's a large scale tree. And we have taken our stems and I pulled them out a little bit longer than what I did over there. I mean, look at this, for example. Here, we come right over here and show them this way. We took these berry stems, guys, at the base, and we actually brought them out of the tree, all throughout the tree, to make the tree even larger than it is. So you can really transform a skinny pencil, basic tree into something really large and really full if you use the right type of stem. So here on this one, I wanted to make it a really full look because this is where Santa actually sits for pictures. So we use these berries and we use all of these longer type stems. So if you'll look back at our video, we used much shorter stems over there. We used much longer ones over here to create this look. So again, I'm going to have Dina back up and guys give you a real picture of how large this is in comparison to the other. So as you can see, this is much larger. I mean, look how it's huge. So guys, if you have any questions, please put your name and where you're watching from in the down bar. And Dina's going to relay those questions to me. I've enjoyed meeting all of you guys and interacting with you. And guys, I want to remind you, today we had our tree topper video. We've had lots and lots of requests for that. We had it at 10 a.m. Tomorrow we're going to continue with the base and the bottom of the tree. Again, at 10 a.m. tomorrow, November 15th. So make sure you join in. Anything we watched today, guys, if you missed last week's design videos, you can find all of that stuff on our Facebook page at Ellis Home and Garden. So make sure you check us out on Facebook, like us on Facebook, on Instagram, tag us in your photos that you do of your own designs. I would love to see. We've had some people send them this week, and they were awesome. So again, thank you so much for watching. This is our tree topper video we did today for a 7.5-foot tree. So make sure that you join us tomorrow, guys, at 10 a.m. and we're going to do the remainder of the tree. So again, thank you so much, guys, and everybody have a great day.